Yeah, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Today we will read in chapter 9 Psalms, like I had it in my notes. Yeah, but actually we continue at chapter 10. Oh, yeah, let's read actually at chapter 9, of course. Yeah, it's not like we will lose something, okay? Because sometimes I actually forget to change my notes, and if I don't put it in my notes, what happens is next camp I don't know the exact place where I stopped, you know. So yeah, that's why I do it, but sometimes I just forget it. Yeah, that shows that, you know. Yeah, that shows that it's always good to have notes, but you know, if you forget to put it even in your notes, then then you just forget it. It's not like you do it on intent. Yeah, but I'm not even sure. That's the problem. I'm not sure if I actually forgot it, because it can't be that we actually stopped at chapter 9. So normally I check it, but this time, check it before camp. But this time it's not so bad in general, because chapter chapter 9 is a good place to continue. I see,
Sie ist kurz hingekommen für eine Minute.
Kein Problem, ja.
Hier, danke.
So real quick.
Hey, keine Angst. Guck mal, das ist nur eine Hand. Keine Angst. Hey, ist gut. Ist gut. Hey. Ja, toll. Danke.
Kein Problem.
Hey.
Yeah, like I started to do notes, and I stopped with looking every time, where I stopped reading at camp. So what I did before, I always checked the last video where I stopped before I did notes. But the problem there was that I actually sometimes I had to look in a time frame of 20 minutes where I stopped. Okay, so that's not the best way, I was thinking, so that's why I started with the notes. But even with notes, we see that we're still humans, okay? Yeah, but like I said, starting at chapter 9 would be a really good idea, especially because I wrote it in my notes, so even if it wasn't last time where I stopped, then it was the time before last time, the camp before the last camp, you see? So that's why it's a good chapter to continue. Also because I was reading it a little bit already right now, and I see it's really something which, even if we was reading it, even then it's good to repeat, because I can't remember really that we was going into that. So the conclusion is that we started chapter 9. But before that, double orders to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Okakudash. And yeah. This is verse 1. I will praise thee, O Lord, with my whole heart. I will shew forth all thy marvelous works. I will be glad and rejoice in thee. I will sing praise to thy name, O thou most high. When mine enemies are turned back, they shall fall and perish at thy presence, for thou hast maintained my right and my cause. Thou sattest in the throne in the throne judging right. Thou hast rebuked the heathen, thou hast destroyed the wicked, thou hast put out their name for ever and ever. And thou, O thou enemy, destructions are come to a perpetual end, and thou hast destroyed cities, their memorial is perished with them. But the Lord shall endure forever. He had prepared his throne for judgment, and he shall judge the world in righteousness. He shall minister judgment to the people in uprightness. The Lord also will be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in times of trouble. And they that know thy name will put their trust in thee, for thou, O Lord, hast not forsaken them that seek thee. Sing praises to the Lord which dwelleth in Zion. Declare among the people his doings. When he maketh inquisition for blood, he remembereth them. He forgetteth not the cry of the humble. Have mercy upon me, O Lord. Consider my trouble which I suffer of them that hate me. Thou that liftest me up from the gates of death, that I may shew forth all thy praise in the gates of the daughter of Zion. I will rejoice in thy salvation. The heathen are sunk down in the pit that they made. In the net which they hid is their own foot taken. The Lord is known by judgment which he executed. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. Yeah. Selah, basically, I don't know how to pronounce that other word. Higaion. Okay, Higaion. Yeah, because my speakers also on my other phone are basically destroyed because of the headphones that I used. For the wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forget God. For the needy shall not always be forgotten, the expectation of the pure shall not perish forever. Arise, O Lord, let not man prevail, let the heathen be judged in thy sight. Put them in fear, O Lord, that the nations may know themselves to be but men. Selah. Why standest thou afar off, O Lord? Why hidest thou thyself in times of trouble? The wicked in his pride do it persecute the pure. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. For the wicked boasted of his heart's desire, and blessed the covetous whom the Lord abhorred. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after God. God is not in all his thoughts. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffed at them. He had said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doeth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privately set against the pure. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the pure. He doeth catch the pure when he draweth him into his net. He crouched and humbled himself, that the pure may fall by his strong ones. He had said in his heart, God had forgotten, he hideth his face, he will never see it. Arise, O Lord, O God, lift up thine hand, forget not the humble, wherefore doeth the wicked contemn God? He had said in his heart, thou wilt not require it. Thou hast seen it, for thou beholdest mischief and spite to require it with thy hand. The pure committed himself unto thee. Thou art the helper of the fatherless. Break thou the arm of the wicked and the evil man. Seek out his wickedness till thou find none. The Lord is king forever and ever. The heathen are perished out of his land. Lord, thou hast heard the desire of the humble. Thou wilt prepare their heart, thou wilt cause thine ear to hear. The judge the fatherless and the oppressed, that the man of the earth may no more oppress. Yeah, you see, the Psalms are really focused on temporary, I don't know, temporary sufferings, temporary situations, okay, which this whole life is a temporary, very miserable situation, but at least not just for us, but also for these other people who are not so-called super rich oftentimes, because now what, okay, they have to work 8 hours or something a day, okay, then you have the prices going up everywhere, at every time, getting not better, and then also then you have the curses in every way that you can possibly think. The curses switch over to these heathens in some kind of ways. You see it, okay, but really, of course, that goes for the heathen, not just for Esau. Also, they're not in trouble like other men. So you see that still, of course, but at the same time, it's not like that it's the same as like 10 years ago or 20 years ago. Okay. Yeah. Verse 1, in the Lord put I my trust, how say ye to my soul, flee as a bird to your mountain? For lo, the wicked bend their bow, they make ready their arrow upon the string, that they may privately shoot at the upright in heart. If the foundations be destroyed, what can the righteous do? The Lord is in his holy temple, the Lord's throne is in heaven, his eyes behold, his eyelids try the children of men. The Lord tried the righteous, but the wicked and him that loveth violence his soul hated. Upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire and brimstone, and an horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. For the righteous Lord loveth righteousness, his countenance doeth behold the upright. Help, Lord, for the godly man ceased, for the faithful. Yeah, that's true. If you look at in these last days, the more days we have, the more you see that godly man really cease. You have really, especially if you look at the number 144,000 compared to the children of man in general, human beings on earth in general, the population, then it's really not just a really small number. It's basically okay, it seems almost nothing, but at least it is something. And yeah, and it's not like you don't see it, okay? This small number is really a small number, and you see it in your daily life, okay? Nearly everybody that you possibly see in your life is nearly, okay, is basically one of those ungodly men and women, and that's just that's really a small number. Okay, let's see it for how it is. Okay. Godly man sees it, for the faithful fail from among the children of men. They speak vanity, everyone with his neighbor, with flattering lips, and with a double heart do they speak. yes, Christians, Christians, double heart. But it's also, it's not them themselves only. It's also the shepherds that they have. The shepherds that they have, they are responsible for uh, leading their sheep, which are goats, leading their sheep wrongfully. Okay, but sooner or later you have to come out of that. Like for example, I myself also, not that I was doing it on my own. Okay, it's really the help of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. But sooner or later you have to come out of these various different kind of demonic doctrines, which of course it's your heart really, okay, which makes you stay which makes you still believe in those different demonic doctrines. Okay, it's not just Satan, it's also you yourself, because there are obviously people who were also, like the scripture says, deceived at a certain time and came out of that. Okay, so it is possible. It's not like it's not possible. Okay, and the scripture gives you the answer to that. Scripture says, people who have no love for the truth, they will not find the truth. Okay, and that's, I hope that makes sense. So it's not only your demonic leaders, it's also you, because if you would really have love for the truth, then eventually Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai would help you out in some kind of way, so you can pass those wrong teachers, those false teachers, false prophets, and make you to understand the truth. Okay. Yeah. Can be at every time. Okay. If I look at myself, basically the worst time of my life was when I found the truth. Basically, okay. When my life was most difficult, that's where I found the truth in these days, basically. Okay, and it took a time that I was doing better in life, but it came really slow. Okay, and brothers, brothers see it. Okay, that it took a time. Yeah. Okay. So really, it came slow. It's not like because I found the truth now, my life all of a sudden from today, one night to tomorrow, okay, your life changed in a way where you everything flies to you. Your new car, your new flat, your new woman, if you want a woman, because that's a choice thing more. Okay, you knew, I don't know. Okay, so it's all sunshine all of a sudden. No, that's not the case. Okay, I still remember today and Salakia, but it's like we finished chapter 10, so I speak a little bit and then we will continue. I still remember that younger person. I don't know, but I did a video about it. Okay, he's the son of a brother, even, I believe, the son, and he said like something even on social media, I believe, or something. Since or the moment I came into GMS, my life went worse. Okay, some around these lines he said, right? And then I saw that video about him, especially what he said, and if you have that in the back of your head, you know that it's not sunshine just because you came into the truth. Okay, it's also effort that you have to put in. That's why the scripture says there's one, he finds the truth, but really it's no benefit to him. And that's what you want to push out of your character, okay, that the truth is basically, or hinders you. It's, it's all a balance, because of course, the more you know, the more you suffer, basically, you see. So the more you understand the truth, the more you know how oppression really works and how it's really established, and especially the fact that really you can't see it. Okay, look at the two dirts, they can't see it. Okay, or they can, but they accept it, kind of, where they themselves are in danger because of it. Okay, we also accept it, but we don't put ourselves in danger because of it. And yeah, okay, so doing that out of the way, looking at my life, it came slow. That I oftentimes had these stones in my way. Okay, and you best believe that every last stone, there was written on it, look, this is what happened since you came in the truth. Look how worse it went when you came, because you came here and there in the truth. Look how much better you could have done this and that if you was not in the truth. And this is Satan laying you stones in the way. And guess what? Better depends on the viewpoint, okay? Because what is better? Type in right now in Google, or what the fuck you want. Type in right now the word better, the definition of the word better, and you will see, okay, that the word better depends on the viewpoint. Okay, so for somebody it is better, okay, for somebody it is better to have a dog, okay, a pet that is a dog, and for somebody it's better to have a pet that is a cat. Okay, who are you, the F? Okay, so better always depends on your view, okay, what you see out of it. Okay, and again, I don't say that that everybody has a different lot, okay, if you will. Okay, I don't say that. What I mean is it depends on the view, okay, because for Satan it would be better, okay, for you to be not in the truth. For Satan it would be better for you to sell your soul, be one of those Satanists, okay, walking around with a David star on the t-shirt, okay. Every last detail on your clothing is black, every last of the last detail, okay, but you need that David star because it's also dangerous, okay, just because somebody wears black to say he's something, okay, you don't know, okay, you don't know, because in the end, I remember there was a job that I had where when I started work there, okay, they said like you have to wear black. So what should I do now? Okay, these things are possible, these things happen, okay, and who are you to say, oh, he wears black? No. Okay, what about black cars? What about black birds? Okay, the crow. There's a scripture on the crow, okay, when the crows cry, or when the ravens cry, Okay, so who are you? Okay, but if somebody has not a David star, of course, I mean just a star in general, on his t-shirt, okay, because the David star comes from Moloch, if you don't know, that's why I said David star, okay, a star, like how you know it from the David star, comes from Moloch, that's why GMS is not using it, okay, so if somebody, of course, is wearing all black with that it will not look like a David star, most likely he has these, I believe, Hebrew letters on the star on the corners, right, to show you, oh, this is Satan, a Satanist t-shirt, okay? Okay, of course, or certain people that wear only black, which I don't believe that something like emos exist, really. Okay, it's just a made-up term, okay? if somebody, again, I know it from experience, okay, experience, okay, there was a work not so long ago, normal work, okay, where I had to wear black. I actually went to the store to buy black clothing, okay, and it's not that I had to wear also black socks, I believe, okay, but some people maybe wear black, and they just like me, I don't wear black shoes so much, okay. I always try to use some lighter colored shoes, okay, or wear caps that are not black, okay. It depends, there was a time, okay, where I had to invest so much in this black clothing, okay, for my job, that I a long time I had no different clothes than that, because I also wanted to have some quality when it comes to my clothes, especially at work where you are a long time, okay. Talk with those different, you can even talk with Jake at the hip hop store, okay. He wears some specific kind of shoes because he knows he's 8 hours in that store, okay. So you want to have some quality, right? So if your boss says, oh, you have to wear black, then what is it that you can do? Exactly nothing, okay. Nothing, okay. So really, there was a long time where I had nothing too much, okay, especially because I moved a lot in my life than what I had for my work, and a little bit freestyle, also some different other clothes, of course, but but this is what I learned, okay. But let's be honest, there are people who wear black and they behave like Satanists, okay. I myself see that here and there, okay. A month here, a month there, I see people with being clothed black that really behave like they are Satanists, okay. But really, you don't know, man, okay. It's like, for example, even brothers having dreams about groups being all clothed black, okay, which when it comes to me, I myself, sometimes I like to wear black, okay, because wearing different colors, really, it looks stupid, on me at least. And why is that? Because you can even say I'm not so good at mixing colors. I'm a little bit red green blind, okay, maybe you can say that, but also I don't feel so comfortable because it doesn't look so professional if I try to mix. So that's why oftentimes I make it simple, okay. Like, I'm a really simple person, okay. You can give me a flat with just one room, you best believe I feel better in there than in a 3-room or 4-room flat. And why is that? Because I have it more clean, because I don't have to I don't have to clean every day, okay, every last room, okay. So I'm a really simple person, okay, and not every human is like that. So I can just talk for myself, and I even know brothers that like to wear black just like me, and I don't think, okay, I don't think that they are lesser than other brothers who and they also wear black, okay. Just because they some days they wear more black than you doesn't mean that they are somewhat different. Again, for me it's a technical point, oftentimes, okay. And also, like I said, it's really rare that I also wear black shoes, and I don't even have a black cap, okay. So I have for example, I have like, okay, white things that I like to mix, so it doesn't look too black, or this, so it depends, okay. But with black I don't have to care too much what I wear today, so it's like more yeah, you know. And some music that I listen to, some music that I listen to, or people who do art in general, sometimes wear black because it's simple, you know. So it's not like I want to say something with that. Okay, it's more a thing of a technical thing. Yeah, and maybe that is also something that comes with it. Okay, like it's the system itself sometimes that requires a certain way that you clothe yourself. So who cares? Okay, who cares really? But I say that people, you have to be, of course, careful. Okay, because if you see people wearing all black, it's not always a good sign. Okay, it's not always a good sign. Okay, look at the black horse in the Bible. Okay, death, but it could also be the death, the death bringer, if you will. Okay, and an angel also is a death bringer. Okay. So I believe you have two groups in between the group of people who wear black, whatever you think that is, because does it make somebody a dude or a woman wearing black if he wears white shoes and all other thing black? I ask you, okay? So that shows because you can't answer that, okay? That shows that there's really something to it, okay, but you can't, like with all other things in life, you can't put everything under one rooftop, if you will, okay? Yeah. Okay. So I would say there are two groups in between that group, and one indicator, because you will not always see that Satan on their t-shirt, but one indicator is their behavior. Okay, one indicator is their behavior, of course, and how they, sometimes even, how they look, let's be honest. But with that you have to be careful. Like I said, I myself experienced it. I had to work in black clothing, and that was even more times than once where I experienced that. Okay, and I wasn't about switching my job or something just because of that. Okay, if I would have done that, I would have it a lot worse in that time, and this was even before I came in the truth. But anyway, okay, yeah. I believe there's even a third group. Okay, artists. Okay, there are certain kind of artists who dress like that. Depends. Okay. Yeah. It's just like the two dirts with our the two dirts or the agents in the camps. They just look like us, man. Okay, they just look like us. They teach like us. They act like us. So always being careful is always the best choice in your life. Okay, with any kind of sort of or I believe that, or my opinion is that. No, if you have proof, the scripture says prove what you say. So why is the scripture telling you prove what you say? Okay, why is the scripture telling you prove what you say? Okay. Yeah, yeah, okay. So again, I don't know for me the word emo is not existent. Okay, as long as somebody doesn't say he is one. Okay, for me the word is not existent. If somebody says if somebody says, oh, you are a criminal because you wear hip-hop clothing, that's also not existent for me, as long as he doesn't say, or or say himself that he's a criminal, okay, I would be careful to say that just because he is wearing hip-hop clothing. Doesn't make sense at all also, okay? So all these people, especially on the internet, making any kind of claims, okay? That's not healthy, okay? That's not healthy, okay? Like I had to learn that in my life also, okay? To don't say things if you don't have proof, okay? Say things if you have proof, okay? Or say things if you know the where the word comes from and why the word even does exist, okay? Okay, I can't go around here and say, oh, every dude who has a black car is a emo. Okay, like what the fuck is wrong with you, man? Okay, you should go back. You should go back to your childhood school, man, and get those basic. And you have to be like a child. You have to be like a child. The scripture is telling us. Okay, so you can't act as if you have less knowledge than a child, man. Okay, a child doesn't even know what a black car really means. He just sees a black car and every other car has a other color. Okay, it doesn't matter because, like I said, not every last detail, I bet, is black on that car. Okay, you have the wheels being in different color. Okay, you have this and what and so on. Okay. Yeah, just a little lesson, by the way. Okay, but with respect for what yeah, like I said, I also have dreams, and I even when I was living in the town of the brothers, I even had a experience with, I was getting a little bit of herbs, and there was one day where I had some, I believe maybe some, I don't know. Okay, but I believe there was a spirit on one of these herbs that I had. Okay, and I had also a spiritual experience with color black and people. Okay, and it's not like too much negative. It's not like negative. It's I would say it has both negative and positive, because yeah. Yeah, because it's just like dreams, you can't really know if that dream is something worth talking about it or not, and you can't really say the every last meaning of every last detail in it. But it has a part in the lesson that I have from life in general, okay, that it's not good to make any kind of claims, okay? Yeah. But that was not something that I want to experience again in a way where I, you know, I still use herbs, right? But not like I did it back then. But those experiences, okay, you learn from them, okay? Because I was living there in a flat. And in that flat was, you had thieves in that flat. It's crazy, okay? Crazy story. But like I said, the situation when I came into the truth was already kind of like, my mother died in that time, I believe somewhere around these years. And, then I had debts. My mother was in debts, and she left debts behind for who? Okay, for the children, of course. So really it was a hard time but I learned a lot too that hard time, let's be honest. Okay? And I really don't see something where I would say, oh, this is where you can step in, or this is where you could lose lose sight on your way, okay, following Yahweh Shai. Really there's nothing anymore, because also of that hard time where I learned a lot. Because I know it's all about the work in the end, and I know it's all about trusting and hoping, believing in Yahweh Hashem Shai, even with all kind of difficulties. Okay, Scripture says offenses must come, but woe to them that where the offenses come. Okay, so of course, even here doing camp, I saw some people being clothed black, and if you say to a brother you have to wear black, then you are not a brother. I just should say it like that, man. Okay, but it's nothing wrong about having a little bit character. Okay, but having respect for these, having respect. Okay, again, if you see, sometimes in life, some of us will see it, some not, but it can happen that some of us see even groups being black clouded, and you best believe these are not the ones that you want to have around you. Okay, but the scripture already tells you, okay, that for some it turns out some use good things and make it evil. Okay, and it's just the same thing with clothing also. Okay, because you have Satanists being clothed in all kind of colors also. Okay, the modern Satanist actually you would say these are the old Satanists, because the modern Satanists, for you people who don't go into certain topics, okay, just to have a background knowledge on most things as possible. Okay, the modern, okay, but again, I respect the brothers stream, because I experienced those things also, so that's why I underline even what he said, and I know he's informed on everything. That's why he even comes. That's why he even can say something like that, okay, and on a standpoint on coming from the truth. Okay, I made that same experience, but in real life. That's interesting. Okay, so he has the counterpart of it. Okay, both together would be the ultimate proof. But the modern Satanists, okay, for you different bug outs out there, the modern Satanist, guess what? They come to you at your work. They come to you at your sports. Okay? And guess what? You best believe they don't want you to see, okay, that they are Satanists. Okay? And they also don't wear black. Okay? Maybe even not in, maybe they do it. There's a chance that they do it in their free time, but not when it's day and you could possibly see them, and because most people go out at night if they really are one of those ritual doing bastards out there, Satanist bastards, so be careful for you bug outs out there who come with no background knowledge. Okay, if we talk about those things, we have background knowledge and we have judgment. Okay, Scripture says the spiritual man judges everything, but he himself is not judged. You see? So what is that talking about? Okay, we are priests and kings, right? Really, we are ready, but soon you will see it, right? And we have classes, so to speak. We have those classes that we look to. Okay, we look to the classes of being a priest and king and being a nation of princes. Okay, but these people already, the scripture, I always tell you that. Okay. I have seen princes walking as servants upon the earth, and servants walking and servants upon horses. Okay? So let a servant tell you what his opinion on different topics is. Guess what? It doesn't make a difference from what it really is. And how you know what it really is? Okay, if you was chosen to have a spiritual frame of mind, to get things in the right in the right point of view. Okay, as a lack of better words, in the right frame of mind. Okay. Count. So verse 2 in chapter 12. They speak vanity, everyone with his neighbor. With flattering lips and with a double heart do they speak. Yeah, the proof, okay, the main proof, okay, proof what you say, that these people are servants is look how they rule, and that there is always war. Okay, this is the main proof, basically a testimony against themselves, okay, that they are just servants and we are the kings and priests. Okay, because if you have us in rulership really soon, you will not see those different things that are talked about. Okay? So if you let servants rule, this is what happens, and this is the proof that talks against them. Okay, the main proof that you can use against them. Okay, look how their system is. Okay, a godless, non-God-fearing generation. Okay, where the children are even raised like that. And that's why when they grow up, they just behave the same exact way. And the scripture tells you that teach a child if it's young, and in the age it will basically continue doing so. Okay. Of course. Flattering lips, and with a double heart do they speak. The Lord shall cut off all flattering lips, and the tongue that speaketh proud things. We have said with our tongue we will prevail, our lips are our own. Who is Lord over us? For the oppression of the pure, for the sighing of the needy. Now will I arise, said the Lord. I will set him in safety from him that puffed at him. The words of the Lord are pure words, as silver tried in a furnace of earth, purified 7 times. Thou shalt keep them, O Lord, thou shalt preserve them from this generation forever. The wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted. Let's read it again. The wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted. Yeah, and most of these wicked men out there don't even like to wear black. Okay? Just an example. But, okay? Yeah. Like I believe I close it out here. Okay, the scripture tells you, okay, Satan comes as an angel of light. Okay, he tries to make it seem as he is an angel of light. Okay. So we know who you are, okay? You can wear what you want, you can say what you want, you can, Esau, Edom can make it seem, okay, as if he is really about helping the so-called not just the black community, but the Indian Latino community, you know, the Mexicans, we know we are scattered everywhere, right? There was a short that I uploaded today, but it was blocked right when I uploaded it because of Urheberrechtsverletzung. But yeah, but it was proving, okay, that your skin color really says, if it says something about you, then really not so much. Okay, there are different things that say more about you, and it's not the skin color. Okay, so we know if we talk about Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, we talk about, of course, people who are that, not whatever the definition would be, okay, who look like it, okay. You can say, okay, that's an indicator, but you know, Willie, you don't know. Willie, we have to go by the Spirit. Willie, what the Willie is, okay, that yeah, that there's so much that happened on this earth all this time, that, you know, it's these so-called, I don't know, all black dudes, and you know, and you have even people who might say they have, you know, everybody has to be Latino. You have people who say, oh, everybody has to be white of the so-called white because there's no white of the Israelites. You know, you have everything, and everything is wicked, and you know, you have to go back to your childhood school also, okay? But to the first class, really, okay? Really to the first class. If the school system would be you know, good, which, you know, you have a lot of people that are not with that, and you best believe that they do good, really good, if not better, in whatever times of cases. And with that, all praises, okay, to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rukakodash, okay, yeah, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, okay. We've read a lot about the oppression, okay, the the way out of that oppression, okay, and that it's not always how it seems, okay, and I hope that gives you hope. Yeah, I believe, or I hope that gives you hope, yeah, whatever. I hope that gives you hope, and I believe and trust that those who deserve hope, I know that they will receive hope out of that, okay, because we was reading it, okay, some verses it might not sound like it, but we was reading it also in between the lines, and some verses in those chapters, that there's always a way out of not just temptation, but also out of every last kind of situation. Shalom.